Welcome back. So, the part I wanted to see was the after. We're coming into the afters. We've seen obviously all the pre-shots, the 2 bathrooms, the unfinished basement, and now, and I got to tell you, we cheated. We saw them earlier. So if I seem a little bit,
excited?
Because I'm really anxious to put these up on screen. So let's start, I guess, with the bathroom. We're going to start up with the bathroom.
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
see the after shot of the bathroom.
Definitely. The bathroom, it was the layout that it was, again, the bane of what was happening in that bathroom. So it was about proposing a couple of different ideas and different scenarios with what could work. So we ended up pushing a shower. They didn't require the tub in that bathroom. So they said, you know what, you can eliminate the tub. We've got one in the main bathroom. And did a large shower for the boys with a bench and a separate toilet area, which, since it's a shared bathroom, the boys kind of like the idea that they can do that. Now that's the main bathroom that's showing up there that we just did a facelift. So we did some upper cabinetry over the existing lower cabinetry, new countertop, faucet, and sink, and then painted the space up, put a new shower curtain rod on the tub, and it really made a dynamic difference in how that one came off.
It makes the area look bigger for some reason, just putting the cabinetry along it.
It's interesting because people often think that if I crowd a space, it's going to make it look really small, but in a fair size bathroom, I actually find it seeing too much wall makes it look smaller. So when you start to fill it in a little bit, it looks better. Sorry, this is the scenario where I was talking about the showers and the corner.
The boy where the tub is now gone.
That's right, tub is gone. So tub used to be where the vanity is now. Did a vanity that had some open shelving on either side to stack some towels in. Still kept some drawers. The boys each have a drawer, so it's kind of a split down the middle. You get one half, I get the other. Used some really nice glass and marble and stainless steel mosaic tile as a border and a backsplash in there.
I was about to say, that seems like a very cleanable washroom, and for especially teenage boys.
Yeah.
That's a biggie. That's a biggie. Our bathroom was looking like a Jackson Pollock painting. Yeah. So,
And anti-bac surfaces, because we used quartz material on the countertops in there, so very easy to take care of. Don't require sealing year after year like granite does.
Right.
The base of the shower itself was also just sort of a prefabricated cultured marble base, so there's no grout lines to take care of on the floor. Used larger scale tile on the walls again, so that it wasn't really high maintenance the same way, but gave them some really neat shower fixtures and that in there that I think boys are really enjoying.
Well, there's something about the angling of it too that just makes the room seem bigger. It feels bigger.
Right, now all the space is where you actually use it, which is standing in front of the vanity. And in fact, the picture doesn't reflect this, but across from the vanity is where the window is, and we put a storage bench underneath the window. So there was a little bit more storage that was added in there that they could have a little more capacity.
Now, I just have to go back to the first washroom. I mean, if you were to give me a hot plate, a toaster, and a bed, I could probably live in there. Hey, I mean, like, totally.
There you go.
It's totally. Look at that. I mean, if you were to just kind of cover the sink, it would look like literally like someone's dressing area in their home. I mean, it's beautiful. You could, and you have a skylight in there as well.
There was an existing solar tube that was
lovely.
in that
So you're getting really great lighting in there.
Yeah,
as well.
really
That's
good
fantastic.
lighting. No window for natural light, so the solar tube made a big
I
difference.
could totally live in there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's a great space.
Well, the after that I want to see is the one where in the basement, where you've got to mix that blend between the kids' needs, the parents' needs, a room that the kids will feel comfortable in, but the adults will also feel when you're entertaining or something, they'll be comfortable being there too.
Unreal.
Oh, isn't this cool?
So it's been furnished very simply, again, because they know the kids are going to be kicking around down there. We used laminate flooring on the floor in a dark finish to give it sort of a very intimate den sort of space feel to it. The panels that you're seeing on the wall, where you kind of see that grid look, the panels on the far right-hand side of that wall are hiding a door into a space where I think the hot water heater was in there, if I remember correctly. And then you look through the bar area through a look-through in a doorway.
Look at this,
and there's the bar itself.
Wow.
So this was a combination of some really neat custom elements along with some not so custom elements. So for instance, the cabinetry that's on the back wall is actually IKEA cabinetry. And then we've got a custom backsplash put in there, a stainless steel countertop. There are some really unique fireplaces on either side there. They're kind of like they burn an ethanol fuel.
Oh, yeah.
So they don't require venting and gas lines and all that kind of thing. But the bar is actually the piece itself that really knocked it out of the park. This, I have to say, was not completely my design. The bar was inspired inspired by something the clients had seen in New York, and I had to translate what some of those finishes were and help sort of come up with how to turn it into a bar top. The original was a conference table, and it's actually a structural beam that we would use in construction.
Really?
And it's biscuit jointed together, and a epoxy was poured on top of it. So it's like an actual, if you went into a commercial bar, it's the kind of really high gloss
Resin coat.
surface.
Yep.
And then did an open wine rack with some stainless steel wrap around that, and finished up with a dividing panel in the center. There's actually bar stools on the other side as well, so it acts like a table.
Now, I noticed on the other side, is that there looks to appear to be a sink. Is that an oven as well, or is that a fridge?
Actually, that's a bar fridge.
That's a bar fridge. I mean, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you have a space that could function completely. If you had, visitors over and you wanted to give them their own
Definitely.
space, they could literally reside in the basement.
That's for sure. That's looking down the other end of the family room. So again, echoing those panels on the far end, and there's a picture, I believe, of Austin Powers on the TV right now. But again, there's a doorway to the right-hand side that's hidden inside panel, so you just click it, and it opens up to get into the unfinished end of the basement. We just built in some niches for the stereo equipment. Didn't do anything fancy, and it still took consideration to say, how are we going to make it work to keep it simple and not make it more cabinetry. There's some storage hidden down the left-hand side. You can kind of see some shelves to the left of the TV that kind of hold their DVDs and that. But in actual fact, the back of that bump out where the TV is has a sort of like a hatch that you can open up and work all your cabling and wiring and that from behind in the unfinished space.
What a great idea.
And
You know,
that's
what
looking through
I
the
like
bathroom.
about this, Jennifer, it is plain,
Yep.
but it's not bare.
Yes.
And there's a difference between the two.
Definitely. And it's about adding texture to create detail sometimes more than it is about it being a high detail space. And it became about how she finished it as well. She's got kind of a shag rug in there. So again, that's more texture
Right.
that just works off of the element of the panels on the wall, that works off the bar top that's got a really unusual texture when you see that up close. So there's some very nice elements that just all drawn together give you a really funky package is really the end result.
And I think you illustrated a very important point that sometimes when people think practical, they think bland and very pedestrian, and you've done exactly the opposite. You've created this
That is
highly
far
functional
from
space.
bland, yeah.
Exactly, and it's very interactive, and it's a wonderful. Congratulations to you guys. I mean,
Thank you, yeah.
fantastic space. We're always impressed with your work.
Oh, well, it's
always
good.
impressed.
It's always fun because every project is completely different. I never do the same thing twice. There's no two people the same. Why should there be two
Fair
projects
enough,
the same?
fair enough.
Well, and great people to work with, too. So if you want to work with Jennifer and the entire team at Pioneer Craftsman Limited, you can go to their website, best way to contact them, or visit them up in Victoria Street.
Absolutely.
In Kitchener, and take in everything that they can do for you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It's been
Back
fun.
in just a moment. Stay with us.